You can no longer look past them. You can no longer count them out. They are 3-time Super Bowl champions, and they have the greatest tight end to ever play the game. And not only league MVP, but 2-time Super Bowl quarterback. That's right. We are the Indiana Chiefs fans, and our favorite team is and always will be the Kansas City Chiefs. And welcome to the House of Mahomes. What's up, boys? I am joined by 3-time podcasting favorite and the lead man of the Call Guys, Chico Noise, and 1-time podcasting chief, the Chief, Phil Jordan. What's up, boys? Gunner's got his pinky up.
One time.
I've always wondered if the call guys, what do they charge per hour?
I had a guy stop me at the gas station a while back. I was wearing my Call Guys hat and he goes, "You a prostitute?" I was like, "No, but I know." He's like, "So what does that mean?" I was like, "It's a podcast." He goes, "Oh, okay."
About prostitutes?
No, not quite.
Oh,
See, we didn't know that when we came up with the name.
Well,
True.
I've always wanted to bring that up, but you've already had it happen in real life, so that's even better.
I have. That I have. It's okay.
It's all right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
So we're here with special guest, Patrick Mahomes. My wife said, "You should put that on for your podcast." I'm like, "All right, I'll put it on for a minute." Then after that, it gives me a damn headache.
Oh, no, I think you should wear it for the entire pod.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
How long will it last? Will it last the whole hour or will it not?
We'll find out. But hey, you got to have a little fun on these podcasts. And since we're talking about Call Guys,
is that what you wear when you go out there, Phil?
Yeah, that's right. They either call me Mahomes or Sideshow Bob.
There you go.
Probably.
It does look like Sideshow Bob.
Probably more Sideshow Bob.
Karen's all down out back there.
Hello. I am Karen.
Karen?
Karen's a City Chiefs fan.
Kansas City Chiefs fan. Karen does not know Karen is out here.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
Karen.
That's for another.
Karen. I'll have to remember that.
Hey, that's for another podcast.
That is a totally different podcast than what we are on right now. Oh,
hey,
shit.
At least she came and spoke on the podcast for the first time.
I know that was weird. That was a little strange. I mean, she spoke.
Yeah, she's only a beer in, to my knowledge. She's on her second. Yeah, so am I.
Oh, there you go.
In about half hour to 45 minutes, God knows.
You could be in trouble.
Gunner looks mad.
Gunner's just mad, she said.
And
there's the Chiefs flag out there with the Chiefs cart, all ready for the season to begin. We're excited. Oh yeah.
We're just about a week away from
being in Kansas City.
Eating some Jack Stack and going and watching them raise that flag.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Banner. Raise that banner.
Yeah, they got a lot of, for those of you who are in the Kansas City area or outside and going to the game, if you want to go to the largest tailgate ever, according to what the Chiefs are pushing there, the Ford tailgate area will be open for folks to get in there, and it's first come, first served till they fill it up. Otherwise, on the Indiana Chiefs fans page on Facebook or on the Chiefs app or just Google Chiefs tailgate, you can reserve a virtual seat and partake in the festivities, and just get your tailgate going outside. Bring in your smoked food, sit down, enjoy some music and some fun with the Chiefs fans. I'm gonna imagine it's gonna be a scene out of the Power and Light.
Oh yeah.
They're at Arrowhead, so just a little fun factoid if you guys aren't aware of that.
Yeah, and if you've never been to Power and Light during any game, man, it is a riot. It's a really cool place down there.
Yeah, my niece is staying down there, and she will be joining us for tailgating.
Oh, right on. Very cool.
The sad part is her other half is not a Chiefs fan.
Well.
Give you one guess.
Raiders. Bears.
Bang.
It's only obvious. It's the most
It's the
obvious
Browns?
answer in the world. No. Oh my
Patriots?
God. No, for the love of God, who are we playing? He's a Detroit fan, so. But we'll let it pass for this one game. But yeah, they'll be joining us at the tailgating, so look forward to that. I haven't seen her in, gosh, I don't know how many years, so look forward to that.
Right on.
But we just got to crop out the other fan.
Well, I have the Indiana Chiefs fans podcast flag ready to be flown. I have it. It's on my suitcase, ready to be packed on the road trip out to Kansas City. So,
yep, we have our reservation already for Jack Stack, already placed today. I plotted out the path, and I told Jeremy today, I was like, I don't know why you have such a hard time getting to the 72 bypass. That's exactly the route it took me.
Right on.
So, got the plot path.
Yeah, the path that's plotted. Yeah.
Yes, the path that has been plotted will be plotted again. No. So yeah, as you can tell, my brain was on the Chiefs today. I kept checking Chiefs rumors, NFL.com, ESPN.com, just trying to figure out what was going on, and then maybe started thinking about, we need a reservation for Jack Stack. What's the best route from the campground to get there? And then, let me call Jeremy for half an hour. So we had a pretty fun afternoon, I would say.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. It's been, I've had family in town for the last week. So
sorry, my friend.
Today was the first day back to work and dealing with all that. And of course, now I need to get back into podcast mindset, because I kind of tried to shut down for that week that they were here. Well, so that I could just enjoy myself and give them all my attention.
And evidently, it took quite a while to get Missy's mail delivered today, I heard.
Yeah, I was way behind. I was way behind. She's like, you're late. Yeah, like, I know.
Well, and then I guess there was some discrepancy that took some time to overcome at her desk,
Oh, yeah. That's every time I'm in there. There's always a discrepancy. Yeah.
No, she was giving me the lowdown. I was dying. I was just dying.
Yeah, I always enjoy stopping in and talking to her for just a few minutes every day when I'm in there, and she's such an enjoyable person. I mean, she's she's a great girl. So I always like to spend time with her and her coworkers right there, just chatting it up. We talk football, we talk campground, we talk all kinds of different stuff. So,
but the only downside to her is she's a Steelers fan.
Yeah, so. I know, but we can look past that just a little bit. Chico, I do have a question for you. What on this week's Call Guys episode, can you explain to me what ruling the Emperor is supposed to put on bandwagon legitimacy in years, or can you explain that to me? I was a little confused on what Colton was getting at.
I think you guys are supposed to discuss that when he comes on here, so
yeah.
I'm not a part of that conversation. All I know is that there has to be an age range for when you are technically not a bandwagon fan. You're born into being a fan, you're not a bandwagoner. Like pre-18, if you're a fan of a team, you're not a bandwagoner. And then above that, if you join for a player or for like.
So it's like years after that player retires or leaves the team, if you've stuck with them, or
No, you technically you're still a bandwagoner, even if you joined because of a player. You weren't always a fan.
In my opinion,
my understanding.
If you're a Chiefs fan and you were a fan of the Chiefs during the Castle and Haley years, you're not a bandwagoner. You can put up with that bullshit and not switch teams. You're not a bandwagoner. I that's my opinion at this point, and that's what at least 8 to 10 years back now, right? Give or take.
Probably more than that, yeah.
I'm just saying, if you were a fan back then and you didn't leave the Chiefs for some other team, you are not a bandwagon fan.
Well, see, here's the thing, Phil, is I've been accused of being a bandwagon Chiefs fan for when Joe Montana came. And I can't dispute that because I did start watching the Chiefs when Montana started playing for him.
Correct.
But Montana was only there for 2 years.
Right.
And I've been a fan. Here it is, 30 years later, and I'm still a Chiefs fan and have always been. So that's what I was curious about. What are the stipulations of what is supposed to be? I mean, if you've been a fan longer than you were not a fan, doesn't that account for some sort of
stipulation?
This is your fight with Colton. You take it on.
So I'm gonna tell you what. Colton's asking this question because he wants to be a Chiefs fan and he can't admit it.
And I think it's 100% it. Yeah.
He doesn't want to be labeled a bandwagon fan because he joined because, we got into 3 Super Bowls, 1, 2, hosted 5 AFC championship games, working on our 6th. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to be a fan? And, and I'll be honest, like I said on the last podcast, there's a guy that he just likes Mahomes.
Right.
His team is the Colts.
Yep.
He has a Mahomes jersey. That's a bandwagon fan, right?
Colton's a lifer for all his teams, so that's the thing. And he admitted he's a Celtics bandwagoner, but he's been a Bears fan since he was a baby. So, born into that.
To me, bandwagon fans come on when your team's good. Period.
Yeah. And then they leave when the team goes bad, and they jump on some other bandwagon. That would be my thing. Is that.
I bet you if you Wikipedia it, that's exactly what it says.
Yeah, and if you are thinking about that in terms of let's just say Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning comes in, everybody's a Colts fan. Peyton Manning leaves, everybody becomes a Broncos fan. I was like, we're Broncos fans, and then those people actually have jumped to be Mahomes fans when Manning retired. Or I don't think any of them actually jumped to the Brady side, but if you were a Manning fan, you definitely weren't a Brady fan. But it just kind of works out that way. So, and in my mind, I did jump on as a bandwagon when Montana went, but I did, that's been 30 years ago. And I'm still a fan, and I still root for him. And I did do the bad years, and I don't think you can consider me a bandwagon fan anymore. So,
if you've been a fan longer than that guy's been alive.
But I am concerned, Gunner, and I think that maybe you need to talk to Colton about going to the doctor and getting his dyslexia checked out, because obviously the Bears are not going 14-3. He got those mixed up. It was 3-14 is what he meant to say. His dyslexia is getting really, really bad.
Did he really say 14-3 for the Bears?
Yeah. But it's just
does he want to put money on that?
All I said to that was I would be so happy for you if the Bears went. I said that'd be like bye week. First round bye.
Hey, ask Colton if he wants to put money on it. I'm all in.
Oh, he'll listen to this.
He listens. He is a true Golden Mojo Entertainment fan, family member, and all of the above. So because he listens to all the pods, and I give it to him, man. And by the way, and I'll say it on here. We did talk about it on Golden 80s it recorded earlier. So much. I appreciate the kind words that he had for Frankie Vegas in Monday's episode of The Call Guys. I mean, that was pretty great. What he said about Brandon, and I was so happy. And it gives that guy some more confidence going into working in the podcast world. So yeah,
so
it was
Colton,
pretty great.
I will not take your 14-3 bet. I will give you 12. Let's see, 12-5 at $20.
Oh my God.
Text me. And
Didn't-
we're go. Text me and we're good.
You about said golden. You about said
Yeah,
text
I
me and
almost
we're
did.
golden.
I almost did. And I thought about it. I was like, So Colton, text me anytime. 12-5 will be the Bears record. And you take that, I'm taking the under.
All right. Speaking of bets, obviously, Patrick Mahomes did not start in the third preseason game.
I told you I was sitting out.
Which
had to do my hair.
Which I listened to the experts who said that they thought that they was going to run a couple quarters, but obviously I won't listen to the quote unquote experts anymore. However, Phil, Gunner, read the email.
Got an email for you. This is from Coach Rob. It says Golden Jay, Chico, and Phil. Phil, you owe Chico and Golden Jay a beer. Last year, Patrick Mahomes technically started the last game of preseason. The first team lined up in the choir huddle in honor of Len Dawson.
That is true.
Just wanted to start some shit, Coach.
No, that is very true, and that was an awesome tribute. I mean that was just a class act. But yeah, last year you're right. This year I want a beer.
Yeah, but see, last year you blew a shit about last year, so now you owe us a beer.
No, I said I couldn't remember if he started last year.
I think you blew a shit. I'm pretty sure you blew a shit. Let's go back to the tape.
No, I went back and I looked it up. He had no stats, right? So
right.
I assumed he didn't start, and technically that wasn't a play because it was a penalty.
Technically, that makes it a play.
No, that play didn't count. Never happened.
Yeah, technically he started. Coach, Coach, I expect a new email. Just rip and Phil to shreds. Go and go.
Regardless, he did not start. Don't listen to the experts because we can't win the Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill. And I'm going to make the next quote. Don't trust the experts when they say we can't win without Chris Jones. They're going to be
absolutely.
saying it. So,
absolutely.
Next man up, man.
Yep.
He's a great player, but again, I have faith in our team. You know, there might be more illness on the offense. You know, if he doesn't play for 8 games, and even when he does, if and when he does come back, I wouldn't start him for 2 or 3 more games because pretty high percentage of people that hold out don't go to training camp, and they want to start week 1, wind up injured half the damn season. So
that always seems to be a trend. Yeah.
I think there's only one player that didn't get injured in recent history that didn't go to training camp or was a holdout, and it was a running back. I don't remember who it was, but it's very unusual for someone not to get injured by not going to training camp and trying to play the game.
Right.
Much less hold out 8 weeks into the regular season. And I'm going to be honest, I don't care if it costs us Super Bowl. I don't care if it costs us playoffs. I wouldn't play him the rest of the season. I let him sit. But that's just me.
Well, at this point, I wouldn't even pay him.
Well, we have no choice. When he comes back on game 8, if he does, we have to pay him. But it is what it is. He has to be, in order to comply with and get paid, he's got to be back by week 8. So,
do we have to take him back?
Technically, unless you put him on.
I mean, if he holds out for 8 weeks, do we have to take him back at that point?
Yep.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
You still have to pay him. whether he plays or not.
Hmm.
If he reports, you have to take him and you got to pay him.
I need
Doesn't mean you have to play him.
I need to get a job like that where I make
Yeah, no
$20 million just sit on my ass.
All
All right. We're getting off. I'm not discussing Chris Jones anymore. We're done with that.
Well, it's actually a good just refresher on what's going on. So,
well, I agree. I mean, we're not going to totally shut it out, but I don't want to get into a big long on thing about it because I just don't give a flying fuck anymore.
So what you're trying to say? Let's talk about the 53-man roster. People who want to be there.
Yeah, but I want to get to that here in a minute, but I want you guys to give me the highlights from the Cleveland game. As I have repeatedly said in the last few days, I've been so freaking busy with family that I did not get a chance to watch the preseason game nor the highlights. And I know you guys have at least watched and went through the highlights. So give me a rundown of what we're looking at. What happened in the Cleveland game?
First thing I gotta say is there's a reason that Gabbert is now our backup quarterback, and that is because he played one heck of a game. And I watching the highlights, like he was 10 for 18, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have a pick, but it was a tip pick that, I mean, just kind of bounced off player, went in the air. So, I mean, he played a killer game, and Buechele had 2 picks, and they were both. One of them was his fault, one of them wasn't, and I think he's practice squad now, right?
Yeah, it was pretty blatant. No, he didn't make the practice.
No,
he didn't
did
make
not
practice squad.
Practice. Nope. No, they took. Go ahead, tell me, because you guys pronounce it way better. Yeah. Oladukin is now on the practice squad.
Or you can just call him CO.
CO.
Yep, Chris Oladukin.
Right on. Okay, so Buechele has what turns out to be a disastrous game in the. Or how many quarters he played? He played 2 quarters. Did they split it in half?
I think it was pretty equal.
Yeah, I think it was too. I think you might have played the whole first half. I'm not sure.
Right on.
Yeah, because we were like the first quarter kind of remind me of the Titans game 3-22, and then when the other, how do you put it, players came in. I'm trying to be nice. For evaluation, the game's just totally flip script at that point. When you get your third and fourth stringers that are, we're trying to figure out if they're good, they're bad. We want to keep them. We want them on the practice squad. The offense did tremendous. They went from 3-22 to winning 33-32.
Right.
And then, the defense stepped up and only allowed 10 points, after the first half. So, or first quarter, I'm sorry. So, yeah, I mean, I think the offense woke up, with the second, third, fourth, whatever you want to consider them. And the defense seemed to play pretty well against their, peers on the second, third, fourth stringers. So,
right on.
This is all about evaluation. That's all, this game was about evaluation. Who are we going to keep? Who's going to make the cut? And I have to say it. So I read this on Facebook. I am not taking credit for this. For all the Chiefs Nation, Mahomes made the 53-man roster.
I opened up a 53-man roster, and I thought the same thing. It's like, damn, thank God Pat made the cut.
No, I had to go look this up, and for the next podcast, I read that on one of the first comments on one of the Facebook pages I follow, and I was just laughing so hard, and maybe I had to say it on here. So, but yeah, this is all about evaluation. Who's going to stay? Who's going to go? There were 2 trades, that we did. One, we got a cornerback. One, we gave a receiver away for a 5th round pick, 6th round pick, something like that.
I think it was a 6th round pick. Yeah.
Before the waiver wire, before the deadline. So we did get an extra pick. And then we traded with all people with Las Vegas Raiders for a cornerback, I believe. Was it cornerback? Was that today or yesterday? See, I'm getting.
You talking about Rush?
Yeah, I'm getting my shit confused. Cornerback was yesterday. Today was a defensive tackle.
Yeah,
so that's
right.
Yeah, and I was just interested that Vegas was willing to trade us a player. So it always usually in your division, it's hard to get a player out of any team, regardless of the caliber. So,
Right.
but
Uh,
no one said that.
Yeah.
No one said the Raiders were smart.
No one said that. Who
By,
played?
by the
who-
way, can I bring up one last factoid?
Yeah.
So interesting, and I'm see if you guys know the answer to this. What is the record for the most consecutive wins against a division opponent?
15.
Close. And
I was
that's
going to
where
say
we are.
16. I think it's 16, isn't it?
So it is 20.
Oh.
And I don't remember the team. I want to say San Francisco against somebody, but I could be wrong. For context, the reason why I bring it up is we're fourth on the list right now. We beat Denver 15 times in a row. So if we beat them for the next 3 years, which will be 6 games, we will then own the record. So I'm rooting for that for the next 3 years, guys.
All right.
Sorry, I had to bring it up because that was something on my notes in my head, and I knew I'd forget about it. And I just saw it the other day. They were talking about it. I was like, wow. And we're pretty close to setting the record for most division wins in a row. Also, I just don't know the numbers on that. Because I think we've only lost 3 or 4 games in 5 years against our division. Something like that.
I'd have to think about that a minute, but sit down and do the math because we lost one to the Raiders a couple years ago because of the circle when they circled the stadium, and then
Chargers.
the Chargers.
But I think it's only 3, maybe 4, and that's something I'll research for next podcast. But we're doing pretty damn good in the AFC West. So, but I figured I'd throw that out there for fans because some people like these nutty statistics, and I happened to catch it on something I was reading.
Stats are always fun. Speaking of stats, give me the rundown of the running backs over the weekend. Who played? What we end up with?
Pretty much.
How I know?
Prince and Perrine were the two main that played. Prince was 12 for 45, no touchdowns, and then Perrine was 4 for 32. And everybody else was kind of odds and ends, 4 for 8, 2 for 6. Allaire had a rush for -3.
McKinnon, 5 rushes for 1 yard.
No, he had 1 reception for 23 yards.
I'm just kidding.
Pacheco didn't play at all.
He had 1 rush for nothing,
but he did play.
Yeah.
Interesting, because I know he'd been kind of practicing minimally because of an off-season injury that he had fixed or whatever, and I was just curious if he actually got in some on what do I want to call it? If he got in to get some of the rust knocked off a little bit.
Yep.
Do we have any? What do we look like on defense? Any sacks? Any INTs?
2 sacks, no picks. That's about it.
I did see where Juan Thornhill actually had a pick 6. Well, I guess that would have been against Bouchel, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And you could tell there's still a lot of love between him and Kansas City and the guys that are still out there, because there's a lot of the pictures of all those guys together, smiling, having a good old time. But it's good to see that Juan's going to be a starter out there in Cleveland. I don't know, man. I got a good feeling because I'd heard a rumor that the homeless guy moved to Chicago. So I mean, that Cleveland might have a chance now since he's moved out and moved over to Chicago. So
well, I was just gonna ask, what was his stat in the game?
The homeless guy?
Yeah, until you said he moved to Chicago. I was literally just gonna say, what was the homeless guy's stats?
Gunner's looking him up right now. Look at him. He's
I'm
looking him up.
Pick a name here. Pick a stat. 1 for 4.
He was 1 for 4.
And that was a touchdown.
I thought you were gonna say that was for bobbing for apples in the parking lot.
No, but he was wearing a Brett Favre jersey, so go figure that one.
Wearing his cheese hat.
Great player, Brett Favre.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, poor Cleveland. Poor Cleveland. They just can't seem to get it together.
Well, we were just talking about this the other day around the campfire. Somehow we got on the games that Kansas City might lose, which we've already talked about.
Right.
My pick was the Buffalo game. And we got on the subject of how pissed those fans must be, how many Super Bowls they went to in a row and lost. I mean, my God. Now it was 4 or 5, something like that. Yeah, I can't remember the exact number of that. And now they make it to the playoffs every year and get the boot. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a Buffalo fan.
And they can't even be mad at Kansas City for getting the boot last year. That was the Bengals that knocked them out.
Yeah. So it was just an interesting campfire conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole injury to their safety or corner, whoever it was, just really kind of flipped their script as far as their season. I mean, they were still a good team, but it just seemed to kind of lack on them.
Which, by the way, he made the 53-man roster.
Oh, good.
DeMar, yeah, he made it.
Nice. Good for him. Coming back strong. Hope he does well this year.
Yep. Not against us, though.
Not against us. I hope he has a really bad day when he plays against us. Not as bad as he had when he played against the Bengals, but just
yeah. But kudos to him. For
absolutely, absolutely.
Believe it or not, people that listen to this, we are a fan of the game.
Yeah.
So I saw that he actually went and looked. He did make the 53. So.
That's great. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. All right, Gunnar, any other stats that stick out for that Cleveland game?
Oh, yeah. Smith Marset went off 4 for 101. He was all over the highlights. Rashee Rice had a couple good ones. He was a 12-yarder, 3 for 29. McKinnon had 1 for 23. And then just a lot of odds and ends. I mean, small gains, but
hey, 5 yards at a time. It's all it takes.
Yeah.
I say 20 at a time.
I'm super happy for Marchette.
Yep.
What'd I say?
I don't even. Marchette.
I was trying to even think of his whole name and I wasn't getting anywhere.
Smith Marset.
It was like a southern accent almost.
That's right. That's right, honey.
You spent too much time around them Southerners this week.
That's true, y'all. I'm happy for him. He got traded out to Carolina, which means that he's going to be able to play. I mean, we talked about that last week, whether he would make the roster, the 53-man roster or not. This way, he's going to get playing time, and he deserves it. He showed well in Kansas City, so there's just so much talent at the wide receiver position in KC that this way he's not setting the bench. He can get down there. He can really showcase his talents and become a number 1 wide receiver down there in Carolina. So good luck to him. Thank you for showing us what you're made of up here in KC, man. That was pretty awesome.
Yep.
All right, so we're off the Cleveland game. Let's get into this.
No way, I got one more stat.
Okay.
Bucker didn't miss, so.
Bucker is still at 100%.
2 for 2.
You're sticking with that, man.
2 for 2 and extra points. He was on.
See, the problem is he should have missed one in preseason. That way he would have got it out of the way.
Got it out of his system. Nah, man, he's not 100%. Bucker's not missing this year.
Justin Reed also had one too. So
wait,
That's
Justin
awesome.
Reed actually kicked one.
He did.
he had an extra point.
No kidding.
I love
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to go back and check out these highlights. Holy shit!
that.
Damn it!
They should have done some more, ring around the Rosie plays. And, for those who have not finished the quarterback series on Netflix, Jeremy, Mahomes even talks about some plays and shows a few plays they've been working on for a couple years. So I hope to see one of those instituted this year just for fun.
I know. I got to get it finished.
I love the whole conversation they have about how Andy Reid allots the time for them to do that during practice, and they can actually.
Yeah. They come up with their own plays. They show it to the coach and Andy Reid, and every once in a while, Reid will be like, that play you guys drew up? Go run it.
Go run it.
And I'm not going to give it away because it's kind of interesting how they came up with the ring around the Rosie. So that's in there as well.
I got to get it finished. All right. Well, let's finish this podcast right now, and I'll go finish it. Bye, guys. Buckers,
the size of Chief Kingdom.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into this 53-man roster. I got to tell you, when they released it, I was totally scratching my head. And I get it now, now that we've talked about what happened against Cleveland, but to let Burchell go, I couldn't believe it. I mean, they held on to him really tight last year, putting him on the 53 to keep him out of the practice squad so that nobody would poach him from there. And then now we have actually full on released him. He's not on the practice squad. CO is the quarterback, the third string. You like that, didn't you?
I like it.
Because I didn't fuck up his name.
Oladukin.
There you go. But, Shane is, I think he's a good quarterback, and hopefully he can find a home. Because I think he could be good. He just needs more time to kind of develop a little bit and in the system, and I really do.
Well, the flip side of that is he hasn't been signed, which is
right.
Usually a quick gauge of what others think, right? So,
well, if you remember last year, it was Arizona that was trying to nab him up, and the rumor has it now is that Arizona is just trying to lose as many games as possible.
Get a good draft pick.
Oh my gosh, that was a rumor on what team was it a few years ago? Miami? Was it Miami or Jacksonville? One of those teams. They said just lose the rest of the games.
Yeah,
is what was alleged from the head coach to get let go.
Yeah, just lose them all so we can get that number one. I mean, that's got to be a thought process, and if you're already under 500 and you're just kind of looking at the rest of the season going, boy, we could sure use that brand new shiny quarterback out of Michigan or wherever.
Right. Ball State.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Ball State, let's just get this out here right now.
I was waiting.
Nick made the team. He made the 53-man roster.
Broken hand and all.
He's going to be out there with Snead, McDuffie, Williams, Watson, and that new Darius Rush, who they just picked up from, I do believe that's who they picked up from the Colts, right?
Yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't say Darius Rucker, but.
Hey, Rush. But Nick Jones, Ball State alum, boom, making the roster for Kansas City, baby. And congratulations to him.
Ball out, buddy.
Ball out. Let's get it out there. Chirp, fucking chirp. That's all I have to say.
Is that really their saying? Chirp, chirp.
Chirp. Yep. You just got to get it out. God. Chirp, chirp.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, for years, man.
What does that mean?
We were chirping down there.
They're Cardinals.
Chirp, chirp, chirp. Yeah, they're Ball State Cardinals, dude.
Oh.
Dude. God, well, that took
took
way too fucking long for that to sink in.
Well, now
to get through that hair.
Now I want a cigarette. Damn it. Hey, sponsored by Marlboro.
Yeah, there you go. Not
Marble
bad.
Light, not a sponsor.
But no, I'm happy your guy, made it to the team. Be exciting to see what he does.
I'm super excited for him. So yeah, yeah, exactly. Let's walk over the offense. We're holding two quarterbacks this year, not three.
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes, if you guys have heard of him.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know. Kind of a young
Nah,
kid. Kind of a young
I think-
kid. I don't know.
Yeah, he made the cut.
And
Barely.
it was a bubble. It was a bubble pick. I don't know.
Oh
We'll
my gosh.
go with him.
Crack me
Yeah,
up.
and of course Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah.
Obviously a veteran. Andy Reid loves veteran quarterbacks as backups. Chad Henne was amazing for a long time in Kansas City, and I hated seeing him go.
Same here. I wish he would have played at least one more year. I mean, hell, I would have played one more year for $2 or $3 million on the bench.
Oh yeah, and another Super Bowl ring. Fuck yeah.
Bling bling.
And
Yeah.
to get the clutch moments that just make you feel like a hero.
Yeah. And I mean, he's had those the last couple years. I mean, coming in for that one, the drive in the playoffs last year for the touchdown, and then the year before that with the drive to get the first down to win the game for, I can't remember, was it home field or going into that last game of the season? I can't remember.
I think it was for the
home
bye
field.
week.
Yeah, for home
field
field
and
advantage.
bye
Yeah.
week.
Yep. So yeah, Chad Henne, we love you, and we are definitely going to miss you. But hopefully Blaine will be a solid backup. If Andy believes in him that much, then I believe in Andy. So we are holding. Is this correct? My notes. We are holding 7 wide receivers.
Yeah.
Yep, we are.
Tony, MVS, Sky Moore, Justin Watson, Richie James, Rashid Rice, and Justin Ross.
Yep.
Justin Ross is the fan favorite. Injury last year, which kept him out. Back this year, fans are loving him.
Well, you know why we kept 7 wide receivers? So
Because we only kept two quarterbacks.
Because Mahomes and company wants another one of these.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching on YouTube, Phil has his season ticket member gift for the season. There it is, right there.
2-finger ringer.
I just
Jeremy's losing it. It is pretty cool. I gotta admit it. And
it is neat. Turn it over.
Upside down.
No, turn it over. The KC's upside down.
Oh, there we go. My bad.
It is. It's a beautiful piece. That's for sure.
For those of you wondering what it actually is,
it's a paperweight.
Paperweight. But I guarantee you break this down in a little battle.
Yeah,
it's gonna. Whoever's going to prison is gonna have this nice mark right here. But excuse me. But yeah, that was our season ticket gift this year, and I think it's an awesome memento that obviously I'll keep forever.
It's dingling.
Right.
Matter of fact, in my casket, it might be like this.
Well, if it's gonna go on his dingling, they better resize it to smaller.
Smaller.
Right now it's too small. This is.
Yeah, that's too big. You mean your dyslexia is getting the best of you.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to see it in person, Gunner?
You're dingling? No, I don't want to see that.
Hey, it's a marble.
I did, yeah. I grabbed the old box and opened it up, and there was a dingling.
It's the 8th wonder of the world.
I didn't actually look back in the box. Is it still in the box or?
Yeah, I put it right back in there.
Sure.
Did you guys click on the little story? I haven't clicked on it yet. On the back, that comes with the card. It says click here to get a special message from the Clark family.
Is it a
Okay, I
QR
take that
code?
as a no.
Nope, I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
not.
Oh.
Yeah, right on the back here. I guess I'll just put it up. Anyone can.
Oh yeah. Nope, didn't see that.
There's a QR code right there.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet, just because I'm like everybody else, procrastinator. But it's pretty much says scan the QR code above for a special message from Chiefs Chairman and CEO Clark Hunt.
Who?
Lamar.
Shut up.
Lamar.
Shut your pie
Lamar.
hole. I was hoping one of you would have watched it because I haven't done it either, just to see what he says. He's probably like, grateful for a great season last year, looking forward to this season's my gut feeling.
I just want to thank all. I was going to say, I just want to thank all of our season ticket members out there, except for that one guy that called me Lamar.
And if you know who he is, kick his ass for me.
What did Sarah say earlier? We got the same brain because we were about to say the same
We
thing.
actually have the exact same
Yeah.
brain. We share a brain. It's amazing.
I was actually, to be honest, I was going to say that myself. Because that's what the message was to every season ticket member.
Except
If
that
you see
one.
No, if you see this guy,
Kick him in the nads.
I was gonna make fun of myself. So anyway, it was
He sends him a
season.
He sent him a special smaller ring than what we got.
I'm just thinking now, as we get there for the opening game, there's just going to be pictures of Phil. Like, Lamar, if you see this guy, kick him in the nuts. Just all around the stadium.
I'm totally going to do that at the Bears game.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Oh, that hurts me so bad. I'm laughing. It hurts me.
Yeah. Bastards.
You skipped running backs, by the way.
I haven't got quarterbacks and wide receivers. Obviously offensive line with Smith, Tooney, Humphrey, Smith. Wait, there's two Smiths. Donovan Smith and Trey Smith, Javon Taylor, Alleghetti, Morris, Nang, and they kept Prince,
baby.
Huh?
Prince, baby.
I know. And what is it? Caliendo?
Yep.
Sounds right.
Nice.
Solid, man. I think it's a solid line. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah.
I'm sold on it.
I think Humphreys has really come into his own. He's really becoming a team leader, and I think he'll anchor that offensive line exceptionally well.
And he wants to sing a song with Creed. He's still trying to get that to happen. I'm being honest.
Hopefully, his relationship with Travis will bleed into a relationship with Jason. And Jason's a great leader on that Eagles offensive line, and hopefully they can. I mean, hopefully Jason can teach him a few things and help him be even better. So I know that's cross teaming and stuff, all that stuff, but it is what it is. Obviously, tight ends, Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, and Blake Bell.
Yeah, we lost one in preseason, so no surprise.
With Fortson again. And running backs, which is, I got to admit, this was a little bit of a surprise for me. But the more I got to thinking about it, not so much. But running backs are Pacheco, Hilaire, and McKinnon. I really can't believe they kept Clyde Edwards. I really thought that they would probably try to trade him off, especially with the other two guys coming up kind of strong. So,
can I be honest?
Oh, yeah.
McKinnon ain't a running back. So they got to have somebody else that has real-time experience, and doesn't mean that they won't bring someone up mid-season, right?
Well, absolutely. So. Because, so two things here real quick. We did not pick up Clyde's fifth-year option. So he's coming into his last year of his contract, which more than likely means that come the end of the season or the beginning of next season, he probably will not be there in Kansas City. Secondly, Well, go back to that. I mean, we didn't pick it up, so he's not making a ton of under the as far as cap space. So why not just use him and pay pay him to go play? And secondly, how this is where Phil loves to thrive. How many games before he's out with injury?
Yeah.
Will he make 6 games?
Yes.
How many will he go?
I'm going to say 8.
Okay.
And the reason why is he won't be carrying the load. So
that is true. That is true. But with Pacheco being the workhorse now for the running game, which we all know is not really a big thing in Kansas City. I mean, we have running plays and sometimes they work, but they are not a running team. And we all are dead silent because we all know it's true. And we don't have that. We've never, since Andy's been there, really had much of a running game.
Well, Andy is not a running coach.
Exactly.
He likes to pass, just like
But
Dick Vermeil.
But if Jamal Charles would be in there at the same time Patrick Mahomes was there, think about that one for a minute. Dip your tea back in that.
So speaking of, since we're talking about cap numbers,
yeah, I was going to ask you.
We have $813,000. So we are dead last in open cap space.
Even dropping to the 53.
Well, right now it is listing 60 because I'm assuming that's counting the
practice
squad. So
right on. Well,
but yeah, it's 813 players. I mean, sorry, dollars. I'll check the practice squad right now.
Because you got to add 16 for the practice squad. So 53 and 60 is only 8.
Yeah, so at the 51 cutoff. So I would still say it's gonna still be around that, amount.
Yeah. So be it. We don't need to be running out there picking up anybody else.
It's kind of funny on Over the Cap. And I don't understand why. And I know that they put him on Chris Jones, I think, on the pup list or something like that.
Did not report list. What was it?
Yeah, something goofy. And on Over the Cap, it says suspended is Chris Jones and CO.
Wait,
Charles.
CO got what?
Charles Omuntu, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
It says suspended. I don't know what that means on Over the Cap.
Really?
They have dead money, injured reserve, and suspended. Is he the one that's suspended like 4 games at the beginning of the season? Let me check.
Okay. We're not thinking. Well, I bet. Yeah. Charles Minhu.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he's suspended. Is it 4 or 6 games to start? I think it is 4.
Something like that.
Coming into the season. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense.
Just interested that
I was thinking it was the quarterback you were talking about. That's where I got.
No. I said CO because I didn't want to butcher his last name.
Uh-huh.
we have 2 COs on the team.
We do.
But Chris Jones is listed on Over the Cap as suspended with a cap number of 28 million.
All right, Chico. Walk us through the defense. Who's our starters for the defense?
Defensive tackles, we've got Nadai, Wharton, Coburn, Dickerson, and Farrell. Ends, we've got Karlaftis, Dana, Herring,
Azuma.
Yeah, sure. And Thompson.
That BJ Thompson's a rookie, and I'm happy for him too. Go ahead.
Linebackers, we got Bolton, Willie Gay Jr., Tranquil, Leo Chanel, Cochran, and Cam Jones. And then cornerbacks, we got McDuffie, Sneed, Watson, Williams, and Nick Jones. And safeties, we've got Justin Reed, Brian Cook, Shamari Connor, and Mike Edwards. And then, of course...
And does that...
Do what?
The last guy, right, that we just picked up yesterday?
Mike Edwards? or Darius
that-
Rush.
Darius Rush.
Darius Rush is the newest one.
Yeah.
But Deion Bush.
Something like that.
No,
I don't know.
Deion Bush got waived, and I don't even think he made the practice squad.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then specialty. We've
Yep.
got of course Harrison Bucker, Tommy Townsend, and James Winchester as long snapper. So
Hoorah.
Yeah, the list that they had to waive is, just going down the list that they waived. And I guess I won't get into that because, let's just, Gunner, do you have the practice squad up?
uh
At least the signings? That's
I do.
probably where the,
Or
I
I did.
don't.
Oh crap! I lost it.
Oh,
So
there
we
it
have
is.
16 on the practice squad.
Yeah, I do
I
have
don't
the
have a list.
practice squad up.
yeah, walk me through your practice list. Practice squad.
Quarterback. Oh man, you're gonna make me butcher these names like you do.
Yeah, I know, right?
Cornerback Echo Boydo. Our running back Prince. Tight end Matt Bushman. Running back La Michelle Pierre. Wide receiver Cornell Powell. Safety Deion Bush. Corner Austin Reeder. Offensive tackle Chewbacca Godric.
What?
Space Squatch.
Hey man, it looks like Chewbacca.
I can see it. I can see it.
You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
Chukubuka. I don't know. I totally butchered it. Chris Oladukum, defensive tackle Danny Shelton, wide receiver Montreal Washington, cornerback Reese Taylor, defensive end Truman Jones, defensive tackle Chris Williams, linebacker Cole Christensen, defensive tackle Mike Dickerson, and offensive tackle Darian Kennard. So, man, I want to know how to say Chewbacca. That's such a
Did you do what it says there? I got did you say Nico on your list? Wide
no,
receiver Nico or
no.
yeah.
It's not on. I might be on an outdated.
No, you're fine. I just was curious because it's on my list. He's actually listed as injured, but
Oh yeah, there's injuries. Yeah, Nico, linebacker Ala Kun Lao. Oh my gosh, Ola Kunali, and offensive guard Jerome Carbon are all on the injured reserve.
Nico Remigio. That's what it looks like.
Remigio,
but what they did say, these players cleared waivers with injury designations or were placed on injured reserve unless the Chiefs reach an injury settlement with them. So not sure if that means they're not going to be there at all and they're just waiting for a settlement or just what, is on the site that I'm on.
Right on. I know that I really like Nico. I thought Nico did a good job in a couple games that I saw. Obviously, I only see so much. The coaches and shit, they see way more than we get to see. But
dude, I would hope so. Otherwise, our team would suck ass.
True. All right, boys. Well, I need to get out of here. I'm super excited for this roster, and I'm super excited about the practice squad. I'm happy to see the two running backs make it back. And Powell as a wide receiver. I was wrong a minute ago. Deion Bush did make it back into the practice squad. I didn't think he did. It's Boodle that I was thinking of that didn't make it back in, and I think that's a wise cut right there. I did not care for. He may be a super nice guy. I have no idea, but him on the field, just watching him get smoked every other play wasn't a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm super excited about the practice squad. I like the depth. I'm glad Bushman's still there. Hopefully we'll get to see a little bit of him. Maybe they'll swap out between if they need to, but I think he could be a real asset in that roster. Yeah. I'm excited. Super excited.
Oh yeah.
Let's get this thing up and rolling already.
Next Thursday, Detroit at Kansas City.
And we will be there. Well, 2/3 of us will be there. You could just tell your mom that you really need to go and she could stay home.
Couldn't do that to
her.
Yeah. I mean, luckily we're going to have one more episode where we're probably going to talk about that game more in depth. I look forward to that next week.
Absolutely.
And then it's off on the road, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, not Central there, Golden Jay.
You're on my time, big dog.
Isn't it our time, Spicoli?
That's funny.
But yeah, we look forward to it. This will be our first road trip as a group. So that'll be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Look forward to that as well.
I'm gonna put spitballs into Caron's hair.
Yeah. Well, we'll put the two in the back, and we'll be up front. So
I'll probably be in the back working podcast stuff on the way out.
Don't worry, the brakes will still F you up.
Yeah, you know it to be true. All right, guys.
I do brake checks often to make sure they're safe.
Oh yeah, that's good to know. Good to know. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us this week. Obviously, Chico has all of our socials all pre-recorded, so please stick around to listen to those. Some important messages in there. They're all backmasked and hidden, but you have to listen very carefully. It's all in the background. Listen very, very carefully to every word that Chico says.
I'm trying to think of a utility to play video audio backwards.
This is me. I can just put it in my my editor here and just run it backwards. So it can be done, but
I know, I'm just being funny.
It just does the tomahawk chop chant. Oh.
Da, da, da. All right, guys. From our little slice of Chiefs Kingdom right here in the great state of Indiana and the house of Mahomes, I just have one question for you. How about those Chiefs? Later.
Thank you for listening to the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Podbean, any of your favorite podcast sites. Be sure to watch us on YouTube. Just search for the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. Also, check us out on Facebook for any updates on the Chiefs and all of our weekly posts. You can find us at facebook.com/INChiefsFansPod. Finally, go check out our Golden Mojo Entertainment website at goldenmojoent.com. You can find information about your 3 favorite hosts and all the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment family. Those podcasts include The Call Guys, Golden Image Podcast, The United States of Paranormal, The Golden 80s Podcast, The Murdnerds, and A Court of Books and Booze. Thank you for tuning in, and how about those Chiefs?